Right then, it's time we all had a go at model railways. If you're sat at home thinking, do you know what, I'd really love to have a go at building a model railway, but I've just not got the space, the time, the money to do it, but I'd really like to have a go just to see what it's about. I don't know how. Well, today's your lucky day. We're starting a community model railway project. Anyone can join, and it's easy enough for anyone to do. For further details, keep watching this video, guys. But before we do that, we're going to take a look at a brand new shop that's come about.
I'm Chris, owner of the latest, newest model shop that we just opened last April. We opened it back in April 23rd of April we started. New concept, basically we have the building, we have the cafe, we've got the fishery. But obviously things change and the fishing tackle side of the business folded, so I had half a shop. And I thought, well, I've always been into my model railways and with my son. So we thought, well, let's make a go of it. Let's have a go. So we contacted Bartman, we've contacted Hornby. And slowly but surely we've been building it up. So we're primarily double O at the moment. We're extending our ages engage. He's on its way. We've now, Acura scale are now on board. Pico are on the way. So over the next 12 months, we should be getting bigger and better for you all to pop down, and even if you don't come and buy anything, at least have a cup of tea and a chat in our cafe.
So just very quickly, this used to be where the point motor was. It's still in there, the IP digital, it's in there now, but I've just covered it with the old blue roll and then soaked the blue roll with some of the old Woodland Scenics cement stuff. Really good stuff actually. First time I've used it, but actually it's pre-mixed, so it's pretty good. So that's now dry. Nice and scratchy and what have you. So I'm going to give that a nice cut of brown, put some scatter on it, and then hopefully I can blend it into the rest of the, don't need that anymore, into the rest of the landscape, and it won't look as jarring and out of place. So there we are. We're going to do that and then crack on. And here we have it. Once it's dry, I'm quite happy with that. All the little edges are in place, the point motor still throws, and until you get up here, you can't really see it, and obviously I'm going to fill that in eventually. It's quite funny though, because when the point moves at the motor side, it does lift the scenery ever so slightly, so it's like an earthquake simulator. Just need to dry brush this now to give it the same sort of effect. So we'll get a bit of grey and then a little bit of white just for the edges. So that's all done and dusted. But for the rest of this week's video, I'm going to have a quick chat later on about how to include people in the hobby. And the way to do that is to get them involved in the hobby. How do you do that though? Not everyone's got room for a 6 foot long model railway in their living room, bedroom, garage, wherever. So how can you get involved when you really don't have any room? Well, let's have a look at this, shall we? A humble box file. Now, those of you that watch the Monday Club from Jenny Kirk will know that me and Zoe are working on a modular model railway that we can all connect together based on a box file. This is an old box file that our lass had. Bright pink. I think I might even leave it bright pink just to wind people up. But on the inside of it, you probably get the idea, we can put bits and pieces. We can make a model railway. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to build a model of a railway. Not 100% designed on a track plan yet, but I think what I've got in mind should be doable, fairly reasonable. Problem is I've got the long points. Ideally, I would have the shorter ones, just so I've got a bit more space, but not to worry. It's only going to be a scenic thing. So we'll have a go with this, see where it gets us. I'm going to start by chopping this off, and then that bit there, like a little pathway, and then you'll have a central line going through. If you want to build your own, we're using Pico, code 80 set track or flexi track, and points you can use whatever you want, as long as they're code 80. Now, we thought about doing the Kato Unitrack, but just for simplicity and availability, and of course affordability, we're sticking with the Pico stuff because you can get this everywhere. You can't get the Kato stuff everywhere, and that's the thing. It's about being inclusive. You can go out and get a piece of this for a couple of quid, and if you're a bit shy about ordering online, you might not be able to find the Kato stuff. So for that reason, we're using code 80, Pico set, and flexi track. Nice and simple. Now it will be mainly DCC, but if you want to do a DC layout, you can do, and you don't even need to run out and buy loads of rolling stock or wagons. If you want to just make a scenic piece with a bit of track rolling through the centre, then you can do, and that's your way of being involved, because when we eventually have the meetup, all these are going to link together and you can run your trains back and forth through them. So without further ado, I'm going to crack on, get some bits and pieces done, and we'll catch up with it in a bit. Right, here we are. I've got a rough hole cut in that side, section cut out there. I've done it this way because I'm going to have a building right there, so as it comes past there'll be a building there, but anyway. So because I need to fit it in, I've just taken that wall out, but that's the idea. This bit here flaps up and down. Possibly going to put some foreground scenery on here. We'll have to see what happens. But let's get some track laid inside it now. Right, so I'm happy with this little track plan for now. We've got one side in here which comes straight, the other side in there, and this road here will be bent, and that'll be the other exit road, so when locals come through they'll do that. Now I'm going to build a second module at some point as well, but for now I'm going to leave it here because I need to prepare the base of this box file. I need to prepare the base of the box file, and then I can get the track fixed in place. So hopefully some of you guys and girls out there will join us in our little project. I'll have all the details fully written out in the description of this video, so if you want to have a proper list, if you will, just check it out there, guys. And you can also see more progress over on the Monday Club Facebook group and my Iron Horse Railways Facebook page as well. Right, a little bit of craziness occurred last night. I was trying to do some bits and pieces to the box file layout, and those of you that follow the Facebook page will have seen that I came across some difficulties. As you can see, not great. So after an hour of doing all that work, the track lifted, and because of how I've got the track fitted to the box file baseboard, it wasn't possible just to cut it and rethread. The whole thing had to come up again. So we've got the full thing on there now. Track's nice and laid down with super glue, clamped overnight, so it's real tough. Just need to finish this one off here and put a little bit of a solder on that one there, because if you look closely, there's no fish plate on it, but it lines up perfectly. I've just had a train going over this and it works fine. The idea is, this is the main route through, and you've got, on its own, you've got 3 sidings. When it's linked up to the club layout, the middle road here is going to be the through road, if you will. The idea is that if a train comes from this way or that way, it's just come to or from a different place in the facility that we have here. Pardon me, I'm still not well with this cough of mine, so I'm happy with this so far. We're going to tape the wiring down, ballast over it, you won't see it's even there. Start with scenery. Got a few buildings to put in place here. Got a little bridge, what have you, so that can go on there. Put that in there like that. Put a an ending piece in there. And we'll just build it up like that and see what develops. This will be a little goods line, obviously, and maybe a little aggregates yard here or whatever, but yeah, I'm enjoying it. Or if you want to have a go, guys, have a look in the description and there'll be more details about how you can get involved. Cheers. Right then, so just quickly before I head out to the doctors again, we're going to have a quick chat about how to get people involved in the hobby now. Over on the Iron Horse Railways Facebook page, there was a little bit of a discussion going on, so if you want to see what was said, head over to the Facebook page now and have a look, see what was said, and you can chime in with your 2 pence as well. But the gist of it is there's different interpretations of how to include people, and whilst of course the inevitable social standing thing came into it, and I really understand why that was relevant, it wasn't really what the aim was. I was talking more about getting people involved over overcoming like physical problems, like gateways to the hobby, for example. They can't afford it, but they still want to be part of the hobby, or they haven't got space but they still want to be part of the hobby. And that's why we're doing this modular engage layout through Jenny and Zoe over at the Jenny Kirk channel. And it's the Monday Club modular railway, and it's easy to get involved. So as you will, depending on when I put this segment in, as you will see later on in the video, my box file is looking pretty good, and it costs, the box file cost me £1. I think it was £1, a literal £1, and so that's your baseboard and the container all in one taken care of. A saw from the pound shop, couple of quid. So cut the sides out, and then about 30 quid's worth of track and points, and most of that cost is the 2 points I've got in there, so that's 30 quid. And then a single length of flexi track, which was 4 quid. There you are. So it's as affordable as it's ever going to be. Now, if you're already invested in like O gauge or 00 or 009 or whatever, you don't necessarily need to go rush out and go and buy loads of N-gauge stock. You can still get involved in this. You just need to make a scenic section. Quite simple. Just follow the guidelines which are set out, or should be set out in the comments and the description, should I say, of this video, and you can tag along as well and get involved. And then whenever we go and do meetups, we can bring our layouts with us, because they're small enough to transport in a bag or on the bus or train or whatever. Hook them up together, and you can take part whether you're DC or DCC. Because DCC models do run on DC for a brief short time. Obviously we can't do it the other way around, so just bear that in mind. But I'm hoping it'll get people involved a lot more, and we can see more people enjoying the hobby. Hopefully we can all get on. I know it's not always as straightforward as that with all the chitter chatter that goes on. Everyone's got something to say about somebody else, so be under no illusions about that. There is gossip going on anyway. Irrelevant, besides the point. If you don't have any space, time or money, build a box file layout. Simple as that. You can pack it away and put it in a cupboard at night time on top of a shelf, and that's it. And the best bit about this is you can make it anything you want. It doesn't have to be any sort of era. as long as it's code 80 Pico track. Set track will be better, but you can use flexi track as well. And the points too. Set track points will be better because they offer steeper radius, you can get more in, but you can use streamline. I've used streamline points, it just means you can't have quite as many. Make sure that your points are somewhere in the middle. They don't have to be spot on because there's only going to be a couple of inch difference. So even when if you connect the layouts together and they're not perfectly aligned, the worst you're going to get is like a bit of that. But that's fine because the little connector pieces we're going to be using will take up a little bit of slack anyway. So that will certainly, the little connector pieces will certainly take care of any differences in track height or whatever. So it'll take up a lot of the slack, if you will. So get involved. I would like to see people really getting involved with this. Head over to Facebook, sign up to the Jennifer Kirk Monday Club page, sign up, well, you don't have to sign up to my page, just follow it for updates. And we want to see what you're going to make. Some point hopefully in the coming months, but if not this year, next year, we'll be having a big meetup and all the layouts will be connected together in one big long chaotic mess. A bit like making tracks but in Engage, but everyone's built their own little section. Let me know what you think, guys. And until next week, take care and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.